Hey guys, welcome to From the Logo. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Kirby. That's Riley and Colton. Today we're going to talk about a big man from France, I think, but it's not the big man from France that you guys might be thinking of, or maybe one of two big men from France you're thinking of. We're going to be talking about the prospective number one overall pick in the 2024 draft, Alex Sarr, and how he could potentially fit in on a Blazers team if they were lucky enough to move up the draft lottery, or if he slid down the draft list to the Blazers. Colton, you're our draft prospect expert, so I'm going to throw it over to you. What do you like about Sarr? What does he bring to a team? And how could he help the Blazers?
Yeah, so this is an interesting draft year. I just want to start out and say that there's no kind of Wemby tier. There's not even really a tier below that. There's a lot of guys that are fighting for position, and you don't really know who's going to kind of come out on top and be that star or superstar or anything like that. So this is kind of a crapshoot draft year, but there's still some talent in the draft, and the Blazers could potentially have two lottery picks. So this first the person that's projected first overall, Alex Sarr, he's young, 7'1", and he's athletic. The person that I think that his potential could resemble would be somebody like Evan Mobley on Cleveland, which, he's not necessarily going to wow you with his offensive game, but he, can be a game changer defensively, which the Blazers can sorely need that interior presence on the defensive end. Somebody that can match up with somebody like Chad Holmgren or maybe Victor, somebody that's 7'1", athletic, can move. Um, Going over his stats, he's not that efficient right now, but he's playing in a professional league over there in Perth, the NBL. Um, it's not the G League, which Blazer fans have seen G League prospects going through, to varying effects. Scoot didn't come out kind of hot, right? But the potential is there. He's a good shot blocker. Um, his, his mobility is there, and he doesn't play too many minutes. But you're looking at somebody who can be kind of that game-changing force on one end of the floor or the other, and a 7-1 potential defensive game wrecker is something that could really help the Blazers out. Not really a three-point shooter, which how does that work with Scoot Henderson? I don't know about that. But I think that you're in this position, you gotta acquire talent more than anything. And Sarr has the potential to be the most talented guy in this draft.
At the very least, he could help us move off of DeAndre Ayton, which I think could be a win for the Blazers. He might be able to fill that role that Ayton's filling, but on a rookie contract with higher upside and hopefully a better motor. I don't really know that much about Sarr, um, but Ayton was the number one overall pick. Maybe he'll be replaced by a number one overall pick.
Yeah, I mean, I've been talking on this podcast for a few weeks now, especially a few weeks ago, about how the NBA is definitely changing in front of our eyes. It's going to be dominated over the next few years by extremely athletic and talented wings, which is not necessarily new, but also by just absolute massive super freak 7'5" wingspan
French guys.
French guys. Yeah, and Chet Holmgren too. And the fact is that if we want to be the type of team that can contend, we have to just have someone to put in there up against them. I think Ayton would just be completely destroyed by those guys once they're in their prime. And we don't have anyone else really that could even put a body on them. So yeah, someone like that, someone who just has that size and that wingspan and that hopeful athleticism, we might just need that just to be able to contend against the teams that have super talented guys who are that size and that body type. It doesn't seem like he's going to be as skilled as, the guys who have been coming in over the last few years that look like that. But again, we just have to have someone who can maybe keep them out of the paint, try to contain them a little bit. And right now, I don't think we have anyone who could even hope to contain
Bro,
them. So
how long have we been saying this that we need size, that we need a legit big? I feel like it's been almost my entire life that the Blazers need a real, legit dude inside who's not getting hurt all the time, who's not shattering his legs or popping his patella, or it would be really nice to get a solid dude with a high motor, competitive, that played all the games that he was able to play. That's all I'm would really be looking for from a guy like that, from a draft pick. I guess that's maybe a lot to ask for.
I mean, he's mobile enough too. It's kind of interesting that he could play the power forward spot, kind of like what other, those phenoms have tried as well. The problem again is going to be the shooting, the lack of shooting. Cleveland has kind of made it work in the past with Jared Allen and Evan Mobley, but they might be looking to move Jared Allen early on in his career. In Sarr's career, it might not matter as much. You might still see Ayton for a while, and Sarr might play next to him, and then you have a jumbo lineup, 2 7-footers playing that are both athletic enough to play their position. So I don't know, and I think that it would be a great experiment to see. You always want those young, talented athletes. Can he put his shot together? I'm not sure.
I want to say a quick thing, a little off topic, but I mean, I guess we're talking about centers and stuff. Blazers look a lot better with Ayton in the lineup. They have all year long. But I think that's part of the problem, is that he misses so much time. And I just feel like a player like that, a real legit 7-footer who could protect the rim and be a lob threat and that sort of stuff, would help them immensely, would help Scoot immensely with this pick and roll game, lob threat, all that kind of stuff. So wherever the Blazers land in the draft lottery position, whoever falls to them, they gotta, I mean, I guess guys like that don't grow on trees, but that's who they should be targeting, is that kind of player, a legitimate 7-footer. But like you said, Colton, I guess you also got to take the best talent, whoever the most talented player is at that position.
In
You
a
pick
draft
them.
where all the talent is similar, though, you can kind of pick and choose a little bit more. Nobody's standing out. I think the Blazers, if they end up with 2 lottery picks, which with the Golden State Warriors first round pick, they need to take a swing on a wing, and they need to pick a big as well. I think they need one of each. They need to take who they think's the best guy available. And we'll go over more of these players down the line, but I think Sarr is exciting, definitely.
Yeah, he is by no means the like unanimous #1 overall pick, like you mentioned. Looking at some other mock drafts, people got Cody Williams in there. They got Ron Holland is in the top 5 a lot. And ESPN released an article today talking about, oh boy, I just boxed myself into a corner. Zachary Rissacker, the another French guy who could be a real difference maker for the Blazers. So we will be talking about them as the weeks go on. Be sure to tune in to watch our continuing draft prospect breakdowns.
If
Thank
we
you guys.
do, if we do draft Sarr, I just want to make sure that it's in his contract that he has to be willing to shovel snow to get out of his driveway. That's the only thing that I care about at
Oh,
this point.
current. Thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.